What's going on, YouTube? Making my first unboxing video. Trying to get a little bit more variety going on in my channel and so forth. Give you some things to look at. And I think I'm going to start my own series. Kind of an easy way to get into fishing instead of having to go out and buy all those real expensive poles, those real expensive reels, doing all this fancy stuff. It's a lot easier than you think to get into the fishing. You can outfish those guys on TV a lot of times just by getting the cheap stuff, and you just gotta know what to do with it. So I think I'm going to start my own series on that. So look out for that. And this is probably going to be the first video of that if I do that. But anyway, got a shipment from Amazon, something you probably have heard about. I don't know. Just kidding, everybody's heard about Amazon. It's the easiest way to get fishing stuff delivered to your door. It's the easiest way to get fishing stuff, period. And most of the time it's cheaper than what you could find even from Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, and of course Bass Pro Shops. Got that new bag from there. I'll go over that later with you. But anyway, without further ado, I'm trying out some new camera angles. I'm not really sure. This is my first real time being in front of the camera and doing all this stuff, so bear with me. I know my videos have been pretty miserable in quality, but I promise they're going to get better over time. So subscribe below and you'll see that, hopefully. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump to it. Alright guys, here's the box I got. I apologize, I've already opened it. I just wanted to make sure it was the right products in here because I did get multiple boxes of this size because I did order other things too. But nevertheless, this is the box I got within 24 hours with all the products that I did order via Amazon Prime. Obviously, if you have Amazon Prime, you know you get free 2-day shipping. A lot of stuff you get free same-day shipping. It's absolutely ridiculous. Living here in Tampa, Florida, we have a warehouse over there in Ruskin, and they ship stuff from there in about an hour and a half sometimes, I feel like. So it's pretty cool stuff. Definitely a huge competitor when it comes to the tackle shop market. And I know it is impacting a lot of business around, but it's pretty easy, pretty cheap, kind of hard to beat stuff. So anyway, no more rambling. This is the box, and I'm going to open it. Ba-boom! So I did order a bunch of stuff from Cast King. First and foremost, this is the Cast King line that I do use all of the time. Every one of my rods is spooled with Cast King. Everything from, I have a ultralight that has 5-pound test on it, on up to a big old round reel that's got, I think, 120-pound test on it. And I have every size in between, I feel like. So this is awesome stuff. It outfishes everything out there. Power Pro, everything you could think of. This stuff is amazing, especially for quality to price. It's also super dirt cheap. I think this is 15-pound test, 547 yards. I want to say it was $15 to $20, something like that. So you just can't beat it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. You can spool up a couple reels with it, and it's awesome stuff. So knowing that their line was so good, I figured, well, maybe I should try out their fishing reels, and so I did, and that's what I bought. First and foremost, also bought the fluorocarbon. This is 20-pound test. I figured I'd give that a try too. This is 247 meters. Oh, it's right there. 274 meters. You can do the math on that one to calculate into yards. By a ton of line, $6. Absolutely amazing. Can't beat it, especially when you think of Seagar and all that stuff. I mean, this is awesome stuff. Have not used it though, so I will let you know what I think of it when I actually get it in the water. Those are the reels. I think, yeah, this is a 2500. This is a 1500. Crazy specs on these things. First and foremost, both are waterproofed, which right there, working in the saltwater industry, you know you got to have something that's going to withhold a dunk here and there. You're going to get splashed, especially when those sea breezes pick up in the evening. You get that crazy water flapping over your bow. So you need something that's going to hold up to that salt water, and both of these being waterproof, sealed, blah blah blah, all that stuff. worth it right there for me. But let's take a peek at them. This is the box. Boom, boom. Pretty nice specs on here for the reel itself, as I mentioned. 10+1 deep brace corrosion, blah blah blah. It's got 10 bearings plus 1 anti-reverse bearing. 3-minute waterproof technology innovation. It's got a cool little O-ring anywhere that you open up, which is pretty nice. Keeps that water out, especially that salt water there. Powerful. This 2500 reel, I want to say, has 25 pounds of test, and the 1500 at 17, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm going off the top of my head, but I think that's what it is for this size reel. I mean, that's insane. I don't even know. I'm hoping it actually lives up to that, because that's absolutely crazy. Casting, line lay, blah blah blah. Carbon fiber drag system. That's what's putting out all that pressure on those fish. I know a lot of people will say, you've got these small reels, you've got this light line, you're putting 15-pound test on there, why the heck do you want so much drag? And the answer is, who cares? I don't even know. I just really want all that drag. It's just cool to have. It's cool to know if you really have to fight a fish, you can put as much hurt on them as you can until that line breaks. But anyway, going into the reel, the box itself. Pretty straightforward, no reel bag. I fished with Tika up until now. Most of their reels of this caliber do come with a reel bag, which always looks awesome. And then I realized I never use the reel bag, so I don't really care about that. Bunch of paperwork in here, blah blah blah. They want ICAST 2015 line, blah 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 stuff. Yeah. Here's the schematics if you're interested in that, taking it apart, knowing those screws go back, and $10. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look into that. Probably a gimmick. But here's the reel itself. I like it. It's already left-hand retrieve. That's what I like. Let me get this guy tightened up here real quick. A lot of threads on that thing. Oh, it's nice and smooth. Let's get that reverser on. Instant. What's cool too is that they have this little teardrop deal. And what's cool about that is that if you look at, I think Daiwa is the one that advertises these, they're only on their upper end reels. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, nice big line wire here. Quiet little drag. I'm not a fan of this gaudy Sharky 2 blah blah blah. Looks a little cheap to me. Otherwise, pretty nice. 10+1 bearings, all that advertising stuff I'm not really a fan of. Little sticker back here about to peel off, but that'll be hidden in the reel. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to give them a shot. Kind of see how they look. Again, this is a 2000. I was thinking I got 25. 2000 size reel. Pretty nice. Pretty lightweight. Not too bad. You can feel where there is metal and isn't metal, which I kind of like. I like this kind of graphite body and so forth. Cool. Let's see how this compares to the 1500. Same stuff in here. Get $10 more. Blah blah blah. Saying blah 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 a lot. All right. Definitely feels a lot lighter than that 2000. Boom. This crank handle here is a little sticky. Does this one do it? Oh yeah, see this one, you can see kind of spins just a little bit there, and this guy's not moving at all. Take that off and grease it. But not bad for a little cheap reel. Cool. Let's see how these guys look down here. this over here too. So you can see here is the 2000, here is the 1500. Noticeable size difference, but for what I need here, these are absolutely perfect. I can't wait to use them. I'm gonna get them spooled up. I got the gray color here. I just like that. I don't know. It's kind of neutral colored, matches everything, and it's pretty invisible to a lot of the fish and so forth. You're not spooking them off. But yeah, let me get these spooled up, and I'm gonna put them on the rods that I purchased, and I'll show you the rods too. Again, I'm trying to kind of stick with the cheap route of getting into really good fishing. So stay tuned. Let's see them on there. All right, and in sticking with the affordable, kind of professional level fishing rig setup that I've culminated, this is the rod that I chose. It's a pretty awesome rod. I never thought I'd be buying an Ugly Stick again, but they came out with this Ugly Stick Elite a couple years ago, I want to say in 2014. And it's just a pretty awesome rod. You can bang the crap out of it, especially if you're traveling around and so forth, and not have to worry about it. It came in around $40 on Amazon, and it was delivered to my house via a large cardboard box. So I'll show you that real quick with a series of photos. And after I cleaned up all of that mess, I was left with this pretty cool rod. I did order the 7-foot medium light for my 1500 reel, the one we just spooled up, and then I also ordered the 7-foot medium for that 2000 reel. So it should perform pretty well. They're pretty light rods for being so durable. And they're just awesome rods for getting into the sport, as well as if you just want to fish a couple tournaments and stuff here and there. I mean, it's a pretty cool rod. And again, especially going on the traveling, you can travel with this rod pretty easily and not have to worry about it getting all beat up and so forth, especially for the price tag. It does have the screw down reel collar here for a nice secure fit, especially if your top hand is your dominant hand, you're holding on to it. It allows you to easily adjust if that thing becomes loosened at all, if you're getting any wiggle when fighting a fish. I also got the full cork handle. I think they offer a 2-piece handle. Again, don't quote me on that one, but I like the full cork. I had a incident recently where we kind of stopped the boat short, and I went flying forward and broke my handle, which is pretty bad on one of my other rods. It's now just a scrap rod, but I had the 2-piece cork here, nice thin blank in the middle there, and I went flying forward into it, and it snapped like a toothpick. So hopefully this full cork deal is gonna help alleviate any problems like that. They laser etched the Ugly Stick logo into there just so everyone knows that you're using an Ugly Stick. Yeah, I don't know, I guess it's just something they wanted to do. Keep it branded like that. The guides are all 1-piece. They look like 2-piece, but they're actually 1-piece here, which is pretty cool. You're not going to worry about those knots, especially for beginners, catching on that guide insert there and popping it out. I know when I first started fishing many years ago, I had that happen to me a couple times. But it's pretty awesome. Very strong, very durable. Lots of glue on there, and lots of threadings and so forth to help keep it snug on there. The only complaint I have is that these guides, this is the base guide down here. This is the first guide towards the reel, and you can see it's kind of small. And they shrink going all the way down, and then this is 4 back. So it's I don't know how well this is going to cast. It's almost like a bait caster with these little guides, but nevertheless, we'll obviously give it a fair trial. And they obviously did some sort of testing, and that has to work pretty well for them. So keep your eyes out for that review. True to Ugly Stick theme, they've got their clear tip here. This medium light has 2 segments. Let me see if I can zoom out here a little bit. Two clear tips on it. It's full fiberglass. The medium has just the one right here, and so this part would be black graphite deal. I'm assuming it has to do with lightness and as well as sensitivity, but I'm not really sure what the deal is, why there's 2 on this one and 1 on the other one. But we'll, I guess, figure that out too while we're fishing with it. And then, of course, here is the end guide there. Alright, so we've got our Sharky 2 fishing reel from Cast King mounted to our Ugly Stick Elite right here. Pretty awesome setup, looks cool. It's pretty light as well, coming in I think around a pound somewhere. Pretty light setup, pretty strong setup. It's going to allow us to reel in anything that we cast to in the next couple videos here. I think the only thing we're not going to be able to do is pull groupers off of docks or big sharks out of flats and whatnot, but otherwise everything else is fair game in Tampa Bay. One quick side note I want to point out is how awesome that this threading is. It's actually a red and silver threading, which I didn't realize when I purchased it, which matches the reel perfectly. We got the same red and silver kind of theme going on. And then with that graphite gray here, kind of matches the line. Looks awesome. It's just a real cool setup, especially if you're getting into fishing now. You want to learn how to catch redfish, trout, need something to get started with. You could not get any better of a rod than this. This is an awesome setup. Follow these instructions and so forth, and you're going to be reeling in big guys before you know it. So stay tuned. I got a couple more videos coming up. Hopefully we'll be catching some reds and trout this time of year. We're filming in the end of January right now. There's some awesome fish to be had out in Tampa Bay. I do have a newborn baby right now. He's a month old. His name's Nathan, and he's kind of limiting how often I can go out fishing and so forth, so bear with me. They're coming in due time. But yeah, stick around. Please subscribe below. I've got a lot of awesomeness coming your way. We also have potentially some tree climbing videos. You'll learn about that in a little bit. Just awesome videos, including really awesome fishing and really cool tutorials. Alright, you guys have a good day. Bye.